Our school district has 21 different schools, 16,000 students.
8,000 Windows devices, probably about 10,000, 11,000 Chromebooks.
I'm Pete Just. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for the MSD of Wayne Township in Indianapolis, Indiana. Wayne Township is on the Indianapolis's west side near Speedway, if you're familiar with the Indy 500. We've got a building that's 1 million square feet. That's Ben Davis High School, and it's got a 9th grade center attached to it. But the rest of our locations are pretty spread out through 35 square miles on the west side of Indianapolis. We've gone to the cloud with a lot of services, but we also feel that there are certain services that are better provided on-prem. And in my role, I really oversee our entire vision, and one of the big parts of that is selecting the best partners and products for our schools and our students. So one of the things you realize when you're a school district leader or staff member is that most of the resources in a school district are going to go to the students. They're going to go to the classroom. So when we're talking about staffing, that's where our emphasis is. But obviously there are needs there that have to be provided by our team on the IT side. We do that with a pretty thin crew.
I'm Mark Ludy. I'm the manager of IT services, and I take care of the day-to-day operations along with the team of techs to support our infrastructure. The more we can take off of infrastructure as far as management, day-to-day management, and make it simpler and easier, the better that is for us.
We looked at the traditional virtualization solutions for storage and things of that nature, and quite frankly, we came away dissatisfied. And we started looking around for who else is out there in this space. And actually, it's kind of interesting because I was reading the Indianapolis Business Journal, and there was an article on scale computing, and I thought, hyper-converged, that sounds like what we're looking for. Simple, scalable, that sounds like what we want. And so actually that was the point at which I contacted Scale Computing to have a little bit of a demo to see if what I was reading was really reality.
As you grow and your technology grows, you start having to find more and more servers that you have to install. Pretty soon you have cabinets full of servers.
So this is the cabinet our scale clusters are in. We've got our original 4-node cluster and our new 3-node cluster. And then when I was talking about power consumption and cooling requirements, this rack here, all the VMs that were supported by this equipment have been almost moved. All of them moved over to the scale nodes. I've got about 12 more VMs I'm in the process of moving, and then this will be empty.
So we weren't too sure what implementation would look like. We were promised it would be pretty straightforward, and what we found out was that in fact it was. It was almost plug and play, which is kind of funny to say for something that's a solution like this. But in the end, we were able to ramp up very quickly, very small amount of transition time compared to what we had experienced in the past.
When you've got multiple vendors, you call and you always get, well, I don't think that's our problem, I think that's them. So then you've got to play the middleman and troubleshoot for them, basically, to point to them, to tell them, okay, no, this is your problem. And when you call Scale, Scale will have the answer.
There has really never been a situation where we've had a problem that we couldn't quickly resolve. And I think that's very different than what we'd experienced up till when we did this implementation. I think it speaks well of the architecture and of the support services that come behind the Scale product. For me, when I buy a product, what I hope for is that we've decided on a good product, we've vetted it well, and that at the end of the day, the implementation's going to go well, and then over the lifespan of the product, we're going to have very few issues. I can honestly say with Scale, we've found that it has been relatively flawless in terms of the quality of what we're providing to the classrooms. I think our story is one of willing to take a small risk after some vetting, and really having that risk pay off in a pretty significant way. Quite frankly, much better than I might have hoped. I was hoping it was going to be pretty good, and it's turned out to be really great.